This video we're going to talk about strings in Python and how to manipulate strings. First, there is two ways to write strings in Python. We can write a string by using single quotes or double quotes like this. And then we can write inside it whatever text we want. Like this is a string. And inside the double quotes we can use a single quote. Or if we want to use the double quotes, we can do it this way by adding a single quote at the start and end, and then we have to escape this one by using a backward backslash to escape the single quotation. So it doesn't think that this is the whole text. If we remove the backslash, it will think that the string has ended there if we didn't add that. And now when we add it, it works perfectly. And we can see it in the console by wrapping it with parentheses and print and running the program. As you can see how it printed it. It prints it as this with quotation marks and isn't with a single quote. And we can do the same thing if we wanna just keep having the double quotes for the text, and we can use the backslash to escape those quotes inside that we have those quotation marks inside. And this one we don't really need to escape it, and it's the same way. It works the same thing, just different ways of doing it. And to add a new line inside the string, we can use the backslash again and n, and this way we will add a new line inside this sentence. So it will print this and then a new line, and then it will continue printing isn't a string. And if you have a path of some sort, let's say you are in the C drive and you want to ignore a certain path where we have an n after the backslash, so the program will not realize that this is a path. It will think that you are using the new line. So you have to put in front of it or before the declaration of the string r, so Python knows that this is read only, so it doesn't treat the backslash n as a new line anymore. And when we print it, it will cause an error, and that's why it's important to use the read only, or it's called actually the row string. So the row string, we have to use it when we have those kind of path stuff inside Windows or whatever system you have. If you have a certain path and there are certain letters like N or S or whatever, Python will not actually realize that this is a path, so you have to add the row string before it. And strings, multiple line strings, we can add them by adding 6 quotation marks, and then inside it we can write like whatever text you want to do. It just looks like this. So when you print it, it will print it exactly like you have designed it, like how you wrote it. And this is if we print it and use the print function, we can run the program and see for ourselves how it will look. It will look exactly like how we formatted the whole string, and that's how it works. It's very useful for writing documentation and for writing also console stuff like console apps. We can glue a string together by adding this plus sign. We glue them together and print it just exactly how we wrote them together or how we glued them together. And we can also write multiple strings by just multiplying by the number we want to print it. So now it will print it 3 times because we multiplied it by 3. And we can actually just print a string like this. It will print it as one string. It will concatenate it and print it out as one string. We can write multiple strings between parentheses. It will join them together when we print the whole string. And we can access the string position inside the whole string. We can access each letter by accessing them by using the square bracket. We can and entering the number inside the string, which is 1 is this one and 0 is the p, and that's how we access them. And in strings we can do the same thing we can do in lists, where we can skip certain indexes when we are accessing them. Let's say we want to for some reason skip every second letter in the string. We can do that by adding the double columns and number 2, and then we will get a weird looking string that looks like this. It skips every second one, so it will start p and skip u, and it will print t, and will skip the space and the s, it will print it. And that's how accessing strings work. And we can access to a certain length inside the string by adding 1 colon empty and then 1 colon and then 5 as an example, and we will see that we can access we can print the first 5 elements of the string, and we can start from the second one to the fifth one and it will print those 3, or we can start from number 2 to the end. By doing this, it will skip the first 2 elements, P and U. And we can't change the value inside the string by accessing the index of it and then assigning a certain value. We can't do that in Python. And we can add a certain word to a string by using the plus sign and assigning a new value to the string. It will add a new value at the end of it if we use the plus equals sign, which means that text equals text plus new value. It's just a shortcut of doing it. And we can reverse a string by doing this, by using double colon and then -1. It will reverse a string. And to get the length of a string, we can just use the len and print it. It will print the length of this string for us, how many characters it has inside it. There are many methods for strings. One of them is capitalize, where we can capitalize the first letter inside the string. If we made it lowercase and now we print it, we will see that it is still capitalized. And we can use casefold to convert it to lowercase. And as you can see, I added capital S and capital L, and I printed casefold, and it returned for me the lowercase, several S and L lowercase. And we can use the center built-in method, and we need to add a number of indexes, so we should use the length of the whole string, and we should add like 8, and then we should replace that with, let's say, dashes. And now when we print it, we should get multiple dashes, like 4 dashes on the left and 4 dashes on the right. And this is kind of useful. I don't know when, but it may be useful somewhere. And there are so many methods. There are so many built-in Python methods, so it's not really great to go through them all.